Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 10 of the Alibi Pod. That is 10 weeks now of us talking in front of a camera.
For no reason at all.
For no particular reason. And this week I have another concert story.
Let's talk about it.
It's becoming a trend, a concert every week.
Yep.
Don't currently have tickets, but I might end up going to another concert this week just to keep the streak. Jude and the Lion coming in town. Yeah. We could go together.
Might do it.
So this week I saw Stephen Sanchez. For anyone who doesn't know, Stephen Sanchez is kind of a 50s inspired Elvis vibe singer. Much higher range than Elvis though.
Yeah.
This is probably the most famous I've ever seen an artist. So he's at the height of his fame right now. I've potentially seen artists who are like more famous, but not when I saw them.
Yeah.
Only other one is NF. NF was at like 14 million monthly listeners on Spotify when we saw him. And obviously that's modern, so Spotify is the most used streaming service.
Right. And NF was probably the biggest, but it wasn't the height of his career though.
No, not the height of his career. Well, I mean, he's more famous than he's ever been, but it was not in like the moment where he was going uber viral.
Yeah.
Which NF has songs over 1 billion streams. I don't think Stephen Sanchez has anything over 1 billion streams. He's in the 100 million.
He has billion.
Steven does?
Yeah, what's his big song? Something about...
I Found You? Till I Found You?
Yeah, Till I Found You. That was 1 billion.
It does?
Mm-hmm. On Spotify.
Wow. All right. That's crazy. Well, Stephen Sanchez has 20 million monthly listeners right now.
Where did he perform?
It's called... I don't remember what it's called.
But it's
Midland.
Not,
it's called Midland. The Midland Theater.
But it's not an arena.
No, it's not an arena, but it's big. It's not arena size, but it's big.
It's big, but not quite arena size.
No, it's not even close to arena size, really, but it's big compared to a lot of the venues I've been to lately.
Is it kind of like the size of the room where we saw The Beauty and the Beast?
Bigger
than that.
Yeah,
was
well,
it like the size
close
of,
in size.
Was it
close
about the size of where we saw Tommy Prophet?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Very similar to that. So yeah, the event center, the Midland, it was built in the 20s, like 1927. It's just beautiful, beautiful architecture, beautiful space. Really enjoyed it, and also that particularly complements his vibe of like kind of oldies inspired music. So I really liked that. I went with my wife and our sister.
Yep.
So Ella and Ellie. Great time, very eclectic vibe of like clothing, a mix of like modern style and then like older like 50s inspired outfits and stuff. Once again, there was an opener. The opener was not as good as some of the other openers I've seen lately. During the opener set, everyone kind of was still sitting down. No one was really standing, and some people up on like the floor, a couple of rows back, from the stage got up and were like dancing and vibing. Clearly they were fans of this opener, who I had never heard of and don't remember the name of. And they were like up, like dancing, like vibing, singing the songs. They clearly knew the words. And they were sitting in front of a Karen, and Karen asked security to have them sit down. And
that's crazy.
We watched it happen, and they were told to sit down.
They were told to sit down at a concert.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I cannot imagine
so in the venue. Oh, okay.
Any artist ever being okay with that.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Like, the artist is out there trying to get people involved and vibing, and like people are kind of just all sitting because no one's here for them because they're the opener, and the one person who was vibing got asked to sit down.
I would have stopped the show. I don't know if you have that kind of power as the opener. Oh, they couldn't see.
I doubt that they could see.
If you can see that, though, I feel like you gotta get involved as the artist and be like,
that's
hey,
so
no,
uncool.
This is a concert.
Bring them on stage, bring them up front, like
I don't care. Yeah, or
they're
like
the opener though, so it's like, what are they gonna do? They're just here.
Yeah, the opener probably can't do that. If it was like NF in his prime, he would have kicked out the Karen probably.
Oh yeah, he has
a history of he'd be like, get out of my show.
And yeah, like his first arena tour, he was a savage.
He really was. Stopping shows for everything.
So Stephen Sanchez was dope. We really enjoyed the show. he did all of his big hits. And then also some big covers like that old "Put Your Head on My Shoulder." He did that and some other songs kind of like that, some covers of oldies. But during that song specifically, he came down into the crowd and he walked up the aisle and around the back and then came back up. And we were in an aisle seat. Specifically, our sister Ellie was in the aisle seat. Yeah. Bro, this guy made eye contact with her.
He walked
singing
right
the
by.
song. Like, ooh, not that. And for anyone who doesn't know, Stephen Sanchez is what the ladies call a heartthrob.
That's right.
Good looking.
He's a pretty boy.
Good voice.
He's a nice boy.
Writes good songs. Very clean cut. He's just barely older than me. He's 21. Done a lot with his life.
In 21 years, got around.
Our second light just died.
The light died. Did you forget to charge the light?
I must have.
Womp womp.
It's fine.
Or maybe the $7 TikTok shop light just is at the end of its life.
I hope not, because I just ordered 4 more of those.
Well then. Anyway, Stephen Sanchez was good.
Not the best show I've seen in the last 3 months, but that's because I've been to a lot of great shows in the last 3 months.
How much did Stephen Sanchez cost, like, by comparison?
A lot.
An expensive show?
Most expensive concert tickets I've bought.
I think the last
other
concert
than NF.
I think the last concert I went to was Brandon Lake and Phil Wickham.
It was like $70 for that.
No, that was 140.
Oh,
I think it was at least over 100.
Okay,
I remember because we bought the tickets a long time ago. That was a good show too. It's probably a really good one.
Yeah, that's an arena show though. I have a growing disdain for arena shows.
Oh, come on, bro. Come on.
I like them less and less.
I bet if you went to a Travis Scott show, that would change.
It's a completely different vibe though. Maybe. I've thought about seeing some big artists, but
I feel like it's just the level of production has to go up. There's a lot of artists that cannot handle an arena. Like, even if they have that many fans, they're not that showman. They're not that showman.
That said, I believe Stephen Sanchez could do it.
Stephen
Sanchez had some impressive stage presence.
I bet he probably could then. Yeah, there's artists out there and the production just gets bigger, with props and backup dancers and stuff. Yeah. Machine Gun Kelly did arenas. He rocks those arenas. Travis Scott builds a mountain in the middle of the arena and then causes earthquakes, stuff like that. To do a arena well, it's not just you get out and sing your song.
I could talk about Stephen Sanchez for a long time and just concerts generally for a long time. Maybe we'll come back to sometime. Maybe I'll do a ranking of concerts that I've seen.
Maybe we should probably go to more concerts before then, but
I plan to keep going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Later on. But I do have one more story from that night. So after the concert, big crowd outside. We're downtown. So big crowd. We walk out of the building. We've got to walk a couple of blocks through this very busy, high density, not the best part of town, but not that bad.
Right.
It's pretty well lit and all that. There's definitely homeless people and just people gallivanting around. And we're close to clubs, so there's drunk people out too.
Yeah.
But there's a big crowd of people that just got out of the concert who are mostly not drunk, so it's all good.
Yeah.
But we're in this big crowd, so I grab my wife's hand, reach over, I grab Ellie's hand, and I'm kind of pulling them both through the crowd, keeping everyone together. So inadvertently holding the hand of two young, good-looking women.
Womp womp.
Something to which other gentlemen took notice.
Oh boy.
So I'm walking down the boulevard, getting congratulated in my successful pursuit of women.
That's right. But you have been successful in your pursuit.
I'm married.
He's been successful.
It has been successful. Not
pursuit
in the way
of
that
woman, not women.
One woman. Yes, not in the way that they. Also, that's my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
No.
But yeah, this car full of young guys are yelling. They're like, "Come on, That's what's up. You go, bro. And Ellie and Ella are like, what are they talking about? Who
And
are
you're
they
just
yelling
like, my guys.
I said, I believe they are encouraging me.
Yeah.
And this other guy also, he like leans out of the passenger seat of the car he's in with like his window down. He leans out. He's like, bro, you got two of them?
One of these dudes out here not even getting one, and bro out here holding hands with two. That's crazy.
Ellie was ready to throw hands after that. Like, because it happened the first time, she didn't know. I explained. And then it kept happening. She was ready to throw hands. She was like, no.
Yeah, no, that's a disturbing thought. Anyway. That's funny, though. The misconceptions happen. This is why you got to be careful going out with your sisters, folks. You got to be careful about that.
Yeah.
Speaking of music, though.
Yes.
We got new Mozart before GTA 6.
Can you believe? Here we are 250 years later.
That's crazy.
And there is a new Mozart record.
It's a bang.
Ready to drop.
Beethoven been real quiet ever since.
Beethoven been real quiet since this came out.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Did you listen to it?
Is it actually recorded yet?
I don't know if it's
I just heard about it on the news.
I don't know if the proper recording came out. I think they were going to debut it over the weekend, but I found a thing on YouTube. That
somebody made like a MIDI of it?
Well, either it was a MIDI of it or just somebody put together an orchestra or something real quick. Probably it was just a MIDI of it, but...
So what had happened was there is this library somewhere in Europe, like Prague or something, that has like a locked down room that apparently had been forgotten for like a long time. And so these like historians and like I guess archaeologists, I'm not sure, they're digging around through this building looking for old documents, kind of digitizing things, cleaning up, documenting what's in there, and they find a piece of music that apparently is attributed to Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, that has been previously unheard, preserved in this library for 250 years.
By the way, I feel like I would want to name my kid Wolfgang.
Wolfgang
that just goes hard, bro. Wolfgang,
Amadeus too.
Amadeus,
Wolfgang,
both of those
Amadeus,
goes crazy.
Mozart.
I could name my kid Wolfgang. You know, you can call him Wolfie.
Yeah,
I mean, you gotta be careful. Cool. I mean, you could get clowned on the playground for that, I guess. But I mean, the kid would have to be a G after that. You know, if you name your kid Wolfgang, you gotta live up to Wolfgang.
Yeah, you now have to be one of the greatest composers of all time.
You're definitely getting in piano lessons as soon as you can breathe, for sure. But
yeah, so they're recording this music and releasing it. Yep. I'm
not sure how all that works. Is there like an estate, like a Mozart estate?
There's got to be an estate or something, because there is like money.
Official
I'm
Spotify
looking it up right now because Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart on Spotify, only 7 million monthly listeners.
After 2,000 years, bro.
200 years. All right.
I'm not kidding. I just
listen to the new album. Oh no, that's just a compilation thing.
Well,
this new record will be coming out though on his Spotify.
Yeah, after 200 years, that's crazy.
Mozart's back, baby. Mozart's back.
He's back. Yeah.
I saw like some like music outlets, like Rap, which is a famous Instagram page that posts.
Yeah,
like,
I saw that. They posted on
music
TikTok.
Updates. They're like, new Mozart about to drop. Y'all rocking with this or nah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're rocking with it.
Look at that.
One thing I think we can all agree with. But yeah, there's songs with, 50, 90 million streams on Spotify, which, that's something mind-boggling to think about. Spotify is only within like the last 10 years has it become the most popular streaming platform.
Was this it? The Requiem? I don't know how that's pronounced.
No, that's just a new recording of something else, I think.
Well. Okay. Anyway,
think of how many millions, potentially billions of people have heard, like, Eine kleine Nachtmusik or the Moonlight Sonata. These songs that have been around for hundreds of years. If Somewhere in the vicinity of 100 million people have heard it on one specific streaming platform within the last 10 years.
Moonlight Sonata has almost 200 million on Spotify.
Spotify's new, though. Let's think about, there's got to be some kind of official on YouTube.
100 mil. Man, what's Bach got going for him? Ooh, 300 million on the Cello Suite No. 1 in G major from Bach. Bro, balling out.
Some rando named Andrea Romano posted on his YouTube channel the full Beethoven Moonlight Sonata orchestral version 13 years ago, and it has 212 million views.
Yeah, it's always random YouTube channels with these things.
I wonder if I just
funny.
No, that's somebody.
That's somebody? Whatever. Well, a lot of times it's just...
Oh, no, it's not. It's just some rando who posts this kind of stuff.
Yeah, usually it is. But it's just kind of funny, but... Also in the world of new music.
And has 500,000 subscribers. 12 videos ever, and it's like Fur Elise, Dreaming Venice, a Chopin piece, and Beethoven, and it's 500,000 subscribers.
That's funny. Bro's got a funny story somewhere.
I know, bro was making bag off of Beethoven.
Probably not. It's probably trademarked or something.
How can you have YouTube Content ID on that?
On Beethoven?
I just saw an ad.
It's clearly monetized.
Yeah.
Probably the proceeds don't go to him. It's probably monetized by like the Beethoven estate.
Yeah, the estate or something.
There's somebody who owns that stuff somewhere.
Somebody's making bag off of that.
Somebody. Anyway, speaking of new music, also came out Jon Bellion.
Jon Bellion, also back after 200 years.
That's right. Or at least 6. I don't know how many for sure. But Jon Bellion is what you call a musician's musician. He's
Definitely.
an artist, like your favorite artist, Jon Bellion is their favorite artist kind of situation. I didn't really know Jon Bellion. Well, I did. I saw Jon Bellion's TikTok, but all of the artists that I follow on Instagram were posting about Jon Bellion.
Same.
Somebody said, I have a new song coming out tonight, but, I'll understand if you don't listen to it because I'm just going to be listening to the new Jon Bellion myself. So it's definitely an artist, but the song, what I thought was interesting about the song was it was different than what is popular right now. So what is popular right now, we have a lot of country and folk inspired music. Like we got Morgan Wallen at the top of the charts, Noah Kahan, Hozier, Shabuzi,
even MGK,
Jelly Roll, artists like this, Zach Bryan, kind of huge right now. That's the vibe. That's popular, 100%. But this Jon Bellion track was basically a guitar loop and a drum loop for the most part. Like it was a very hip hop inspired.
Jon Bellion's always been in the vicinity of hip hop.
He has. It's a lot more what you would expect from Jon Bellion.
But even hip hop, this is not what the popular hip hop songs sound like right now.
No,
I mean think about the most popular hip hop songs.
It's definitely different. It's something we haven't heard much of. It's very clean. The vocals are like hyper processed, not like Travis Scott auto-tuning, but definitely like hyper processed,
hyper pop inspired,
hyper pop processed for sure. And it's very different. It makes me wonder: is this gonna kind of cause a little flash in the pan resurgence of hip hop?
Probably,
because hip hop is dying right now, coming to the end of it. But are we gonna get like? If Jon Bellion comes back with stuff like this vibe, are we going to get, again, not just hip-hop specifically, but clean-cut pop music? Like super dialed in, super tight. Because most stuff is like, we're getting a little more of a grittier, more raw, folky, like Noah Kahan, less hyper-produced type stuff. And this was very dialed in, very produced. Everything was perfect. Everything was right on.
And more intentional, too. Because if we think about hyper-produced music right now, you're looking at Taylor Swift,
I mean, you got
Olivia
like Sabrina
Rodrigo,
Carpenter and stuff. There's a lot of like 80s inspired produced pop songs. But this is another...
Jon Bellion's a lot more intentional in
more
sound
hip-hop
compared to
influence as well. I just wonder if it's going to cause a bit of a resurgence of a sound and kind of pull us back away from that folkier, more country sound that's been popping.
I believe they could be coexistent, though.
They could. Obviously, they're going to be coexistent. Obviously, the country's not disappearing because Jon Bellion dropped. But I would be pleased if we kind of pulled back a little bit from the edge there, because we're going pretty hard into...
But what if that means actually that you end up hearing like Bailey Zimmerman and Post Malone on beats similar to what Jon Bellion is making?
Post Malone, maybe. Bailey Zimmerman's not doing that.
You don't think so?
Bailey Zimmerman?
I could see it happening.
No, Bailey Zimmerman cannot make a song like that.
Not like that, but like with a drum loop.
With a drum loop,
instead
maybe.
of like the rock thing that he's been doing, like, or Morgan Wallen maybe is a better example. Morgan Wallen definitely just jives with whatever's popular.
Sure, I could see Morgan Wallen maybe, and definitely Post Malone. Like, it's actually very reminiscent of something Post Malone could do. Actually, Post Malone would be really dope on that kind of beat. Like, now that I think about it, like, Post Malone on that beat would have been really fire.
A Posty and Jon Bellion collab just generally would be dope.
Absolutely. But I don't know. Who's to say? It would be interesting if this sparks like kind of a shift in where music is headed.
In indie rap spaces, like the smaller hip-hop spaces, 100%. I saw someone post on X. Jon Bellion just dropped. Now we can expect about 6 months of smaller artists releasing songs that sound exactly like this, or as close as they can get.
Right, yeah. I mean, shoot. I'm not going to I can't make music like that. Jon Bellion's a little bit of a better singer than me, probably. But also, it's just a different vibe than the music I make. But if that did happen and this became more of a trend, it would be helpful for me because it pulls us away from this warp we've been stuck in with the country music and folk music and stuff. I'm not a huge fan of personally, and it's very different from the kind of music I like to make, but I don't know.
I don't mind a lot of the country music and folk music that's popular. I prefer the more indie rock leaning sounds in it, which we get sometimes from some of these people.
Yeah.
Elements of that I like, Bailey Zimmerman being one, who goes very rock. Some of Post Malone's records, and other artists like that. I like when the indie rockers also lean a little bit folksy or country in their songs. So that's where I sit right now, so I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I think it's Jon Bellion's new song, very, like, the simplicity of it and, like, how dialed in it was definitely really nice, and it was almost refreshing for me. Like, it was a nice experience to have a song like that.
One thing about, let's call it the TikTokification of pop music, is that people are a little bit more comfortable getting messy with the mixes that they put out.
Yeah.
Because they're like, an out song is better than a perfect song.
Right.
Which is probably technically true. Mm-hmm. It definitely technically true.
Tatiana blew up, bro. Let's be honest.
Yeah, people be making tons of money. Well, that one guy, that song was trash.
Yeah, pretty much.
They put it out, did like 100 milli, like so easy. Like,
I mean, the SoundCloud era also influenced that because there was a lot of like,
yeah, but then like it could get
messy mixes,
mainstream.
Like, I mean, even
TikTok.
Look at Me by XXX Tentacion,
yeah,
like,
and Juice
clipping
WRLD.
808s, like just kind of screaming, and the mix was not.
There's
pristine.
nothing good about this.
Yeah, it's just very loud. Like the rage rap era kind of invited that.
But it carried over to other genres when TikTok let it happen. So, like, even the clean rappers, even the rock artists, even the people who are trying to be pop stars are putting out songs that are not really, really well mixed or with really good vocal processing, and they blow up, and they're popular, and they get radio play, and people have them on their playlists, and this artist is touring now, and they've never put out anything with a mix half as good as what Jon Bellion put out for us.
I have to go look at the credits now to see who was involved in this.
The song?
Yeah. I want to know who mixed it. Who mixed?
Can you see that on Genius?
I get producer credits and writers. It doesn't say who mixed it. But I wonder if it was Manny Marquin or whatever. You know who that is?
I feel like I've heard the name.
So, like, when it comes to the super clean, tight mixes in the world, it's this guy. This guy is like, you know, Biz from Reach. This is the mainstream version.
Bro makes a living being the best mixer.
Manny Marquin or whatever.
Can't pronounce his name.
I don't know. Yeah, he's from Guatemala. He was born in Guatemala, but let's look at singles. We'll go to his website and try to look. But he mixed for like Travis Scott, you know, Taylor Swift, a lot of huge artists, like in a lot of huge songs.
Let me see.
Some discography for you there. I don't know if he makes this. It seemed really tight, so maybe he did. But also, you know, there's a lot of other good people who mix out there.
A lot of like edgy records here too.
Yeah, he's been involved in a lot of stuff.
That's what's up.
That's just the singles or whatever, but I'm sure.
All right, so also new in the world recently, Marvel made another big announcement.
Yep.
In the role of Magneto in the new movie, Chris Evans.
Oh yeah, I think I heard about that.
This is in addition to Robert Downey Jr. coming back in the role of Victor Von Doom.
Mm-hmm.
How do we feel about this?
It feels a little like they're just trying to fix. Like they ran out of ideas. They just got to bring back the original cast. Like
we're doing the same thing again.
They're just like, what is Marvel without Chris Evans and RDJ? And now they just maybe we'll make them villains and try again. You know?
Yeah, we'll just use the same actors. So I agree with that, and it feels like a big cash grab, like just using the same star power that you developed already to keep doing stuff. But also, I wonder if maybe there's a chance that this could help bring acting back as acting. Because, like, we associate Chris Evans with Captain America.
Are you saying that Chris Evans as Magneto may be able to shake Cap?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, what if we thought about Chris Evans as an actor who could take on different characters rather than just thinking of Chris Evans as Captain America? What if we could watch movies?
I feel like that's what I
feel
just
like
said.
This is something, maybe, but this is something that we could, like, if we look at Hamilton. Do you remember Hamilton? Watching Hamilton. Mm-hmm. Actors, particularly Daveed Diggs, did a really, really good job. He played Lafayette in the first movement, and he played Thomas Jefferson in the second movement, and they were vastly different characters.
Yeah.
And you could get over the fact that they had the same face and the same hair and the same build and the same, well, similar voice. He did accents really well. But I think that's something that we can appreciate about Broadway's.
Yeah.
That the same actor can take on a completely different character, and it's okay. There's someone different, and we can look past, the face and appreciate the character. Whereas we are in a rut 100%, where if we see Chris Evans' face, we think Captain America.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Kind of valid.
And RDJ got stuck in such a rut that he's a genuinely phenomenal actor. I mean, Tropic Thunder was one of those movies a long time ago that they were like, whoa, he can be this character that's completely different from what he actually looks like. But then...
Shout out to Tropic Thunder, everybody.
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy movie, though.
They were going to play that in the shop the other day because I'd never seen it. And they were like, what? You haven't seen Tropic Thunder? But then I decided not to because, kids.
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy movie.
I don't know what's in it. I don't know. But I know some people who apparently really like it.
It's like crude humor and like
RDJ
excessive
and blackface.
gore.
That's all
and,
yeah. That's all you need to know.
Insensitive and offensive.
Insensitive and offensive. Apparently also hilarious. I don't know.
If you like that sort of thing.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Don't come at us, guys.
Yeah, not our thing. But anyway, he played Robert Downey Jr., played Iron Man in 2008, and then he was Tony Stark for 10 years.
The next 10 years.
And he got out of his Marvel contract and he tried to play. We watched some movie with him in it.
Doolittle?
Yes, that's what it was, Doolittle. And it's like, he's playing a completely different character, and we're like, but.
Where's Iron Man?
Where Tony Stark is.
Yeah, come on, bro.
So I would appreciate, and then he killed it in Oppenheimer, playing a vastly different character. Yeah. And that one was one where you were able to finally separate it and be like, okay, this is good.
Yeah. Maybe. I have a problem with character separation for Christian Bale. He's Teddy for me. He's Laurie.
Oh, from Little Women.
Little Women. Yeah, so I watched him play Batman, and I was like, you're not that guy,
We
pal.
did. We watched the whole Dark Knight trilogy, and Jonathan was the whole time like, bro, what is Laurie doing?
Yeah, bro, no. But, that's Christian Bale. He's just very good at playing vastly different characters.
Oh, yeah, he can fill lots of different things.
For sure. But anyway, that's gotta be it for today.
All right.
Good episode 10, everybody.
That's
it.
episode 10.
See you next week.
Of the Alibi Pod.
Bye.